Do you like scary stories? Welcome to Reality versus Fantasy. Is it real or fake? My name is Ronnie Nichelle, and I'll tell two bone-chilling stories, one real and one fake. Then you get to guess which story is real or fake at the end of the show. So get comfy, put on some comfortable clothes, and snuggle up. During this episode, I'll be wearing my black Taurus, stubborn but determined as fuck shirt from my Etsy shop, Fiasco Express. The link to my shop is in my bio on Instagram at Fiasco Express and at Ronnie Nichelle. The link is also available in the description of this video on Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for new video posts. You ready? Have you ever had a fear of being buried alive? Well, some people have actually lived that nightmare. Imagine that being you, here Saved by the Bell. The term Saved by the Bell is an idiom commonly used to describe people who escape difficult situations thanks to a last-minute solution. But the lighthearted phrase actually may have a scary story behind it related to a medical condition known as catalepsy. The condition is often linked to episodes of catatonia. Although the disease is widely understood now, in the past, it caused sufferers to be mistakenly buried alive. The frequency of catalepsy patients being mistaken for dead people led to a string of quick fix solutions by doctors and gravekeepers, though many of these ideas created new horrors of their own. One well-intentioned yet morbid solution was the creation of waiting mortuaries. In these hospitals for the dead, the bodies of suddenly catatonic patients were kept under observation for a few days to make sure they were actually dead. Waiting mortuaries were well stocked with food, wine, and cigars in the event that a patient wakes up. Another more gruesome solution to avoid burying those who were still alive was to perform examinations to test the deadness of the patient. People thought to be dead had their fingers hacked off or endured smoke being literally blown up their butts. So you mean to tell me that when I wake up, I won't be able to smoke my cigar and drink my wine, and I gotta die sober? The assumption was that if the patient didn't wake up, then that meant they were unequivocally dead. Otherwise, the procedure was used to revive those who were on the edge of death via tobacco's supposed restorative properties. There was only one problem with such tests. Catalepsy prevents patients from feeling pain during their catatonic state, so employing extreme measures proved to be an ineffective method of confirming whether a patient or a person was dead or alive. Other scary stories of being buried alive also spawned the creation of safety coffins. In 18th and 19th century Europe, especially Victorian England, enough people were being mistakenly buried alive that coffin makers came up with a number of solutions. These caskets were designed with above-ground horns or bells that a person who found themselves mistakenly buried alive could ring from inside when they woke up trapped underground. Some of these safety coffins also came equipped with a stash of poison in case the person figured out they wouldn't be saved. Other models used glass panes that would fog up if the person was still breathing. Some had tubes that gravekeepers would have to sniff each day to confirm that the body inside was actually decomposing. Other people were simply buried with the keys to their own coffin in their pockets. But obviously they'll have to figure it out. But the bell models were among the most pervasive. These morbid contraptions were allegedly where the phrase "saved by the bell" came from, according to some. It's unclear whether safety coffins did any good to reduce the number of people who were accidentally buried alive. But the thought of being buried trapped with no escape for eternity is enough to send a chill down your own spine. I know it does mine. Can catalepsy patients really be mistaken as dead? Is this piece of science actually possible? Find out at the end of the show. Can living with a sibling with mental illness be a scary thing? Find out next in Twisted Scary Secrets Between Two Sisters. Amber has always been afraid of her little sister. Amber knew that made her sound like a punk, but she was truly afraid of her little sister, Jackie. Amber's sister, Jackie, was 2 years younger than her, and she has always been an introvert. The creepy thing about Jackie was, as a little girl, she saw things. At 17, Jackie was still tied to her mother's apron strings. She never left the house, and she still saw things. Everyone thought Jackie was special. Jackie always told crazy stories, and when she and Amber were younger, Jackie sometimes got Amber in trouble by telling her parents the most bizarre things she saw about Amber. Jackie lied on Amber a lot. Amber was always innocent, and Jackie had to try and drag Amber into her stories. Amber's dad told her one day Jackie told him about an evil spirit in Amber's room. Jackie would come down for breakfast in the morning with scratches on her back and face. Jackie would murmur to herself, and Amber would hear things like, "Nasty demon." Their mom was upset and took Jackie to the doctor, who said Jackie was scratching herself and was showing signs of schizophrenia. So you mean to tell me Jackie was scratching her own back? Okay. One time, their dad found bird beaks that were still dripping blood scattered and left in strange places around the house. The dead birds were stuffed under cushions, inside coffee cups, and poking out of the air vents. Their dad followed a trail of tiny feathers and drops of blood all the way back to Jackie's room. Their dad went nuts that day. Hell, I would have too. Can you imagine the smell? Amber remembers hearing their mom and dad fight over what to do about Jackie. They sat Jackie down and asked her about the dead bird beaks. Jackie shook her head violently, chirping like a bird and screeching until they got the medicine down her throat. They were all terrified of Jackie. Amber kept her door locked at all times. I would have too, hell. When Amber started having nightmares and passing out every time something happened, Jackie was always standing there staring at Amber with her pale green eyes. Jackie's messy orange hair always creeped Amber out, but when Jackie took the scissors to it and did a freaky hack job on her hair, Amber wondered if she would be next. Their mom was worried that Amber was going insane too, but when Amber turned 18, she decided to move out and move in with her boyfriend. Amber would never forget the last day she was packing her bags and boxes. Jackie came up to Amber and handed her an envelope. Jackie giggled and backed away as Amber opened it up. Amber froze. There were pictures Jackie drew of Amber scratching Jackie's face and Amber torturing animals.
Sister, sister, oh so fair, why is there blood all over your hair?
Amber looked up in confusion and saw Jackie pointing at her with an evil grin. Jackie whispered in Amber's ear, "You're the one, Amber. You're the demon. You come to me at night in your sleep, Amber." Amber didn't want to believe it, even though Amber did have problems with sleepwalking as a kid. Amber fought back tears and was in disgust. Jackie whispered again, "Keep bringing me the baby birds, Amber. I like the crunch. If you don't, I'll tell, and you'll be taken away." Amber tries to keep Jackie happy, but now Amber's boyfriend wakes up with scratches all over him. Do you believe this story is real? Was Amber the culprit this entire time and Jackie taking the fall for it? Or was Jackie pulling Amber's strings? Find out next at the end of the show. And now the moment you've been waiting for, the question of whether which story is real or fake. Here goes. Let's start with story number 1, Saved by the Bell. Could something like this really happen? Yes, it can, because this story is real. How about story number 2, Twisted Scary Secrets Between Two Sisters? Did these events really take place? Yes, they did. Gotcha. This concludes my episode. Thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate your support. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Reality versus Fantasy is it Real or Fake? Until next time, bye.